My name is Tara Dragon, also known as Rob Wilson. I am a professional game developer. I have been working in the industry since 2004. I work for ZeniMax, which is the parent company of Bethesda and Arcane and id. So a lot of the work that we do is with them. I'm hoping that we've all brought our passions. I'm hoping that we all brought what we feel strongly about the gaming industry, about the games that we all love to play. But I want to make sure that we put forth a few rules first. Okay? I like discussion. I don't like just talking to people and then you give me a bunch of blank stares. I want to have a discussion, and if you guys have questions, you have comments, I'm totally open to that. I want to have a good discussion here. All right? I have to say I am under a non-disclosure agreement. So what I am working on, the game I am working on right now, I'm not allowed to talk about. So if you ask me a question about it, I'm going to tell you NDA. That's the answer. All right. Also, passionate conversation. That's fantastic. I love it. Okay. But respect is mandatory. There may be some disagreeing views here. I'm expecting that. But I want to ask that everybody be nice and respectful to each other. Okay. All right. Let's talk about gaming. All right. Different categories of gaming. There is, of course, we have the PCs, we have the consoles, and I was reminded earlier this morning that we have a third platform called mobile. If you wanted to include that in here, you're welcome to do so. Personally, I don't think mobile is at the point yet where it can really compete with PCs and consoles, so I'm not intending to bring it in. Is there anybody that would be like heartbroken if I left mobile out? Nobody. Okay, great. Mobile, you get the boot. All right. Let's talk about this. As far as hardware goes, PCs versus console. I want to get some feelings on that, okay? My personal feeling here. With PCs, there's plenty you can do. You can get these super powerful PCs. Anybody that like to Frankenstein their PC machines? Okay, we've got people like that. Okay, you like to go out, you get this really nice, powerful hardware. You get to put it together yourself. You bring it alive, and you're like, it's alive, it's a Frankenstein, it's great. Yes. I love that, okay? How many people can afford that? One piece at a time. You see, it's expensive to do that, isn't it? It's expensive to build a big gaming PC, all right? You want a laptop, a gaming laptop. It's recently come into play. You can actually start buying components for laptops, and you can put together your laptop. That's not you used to not be able to do that just a few years back. Okay. On the other hand, console. Who can tell me about console hardware?
What's there is what's there.
What's there is what's there. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Ultimately, I'd say it's a good thing.
Okay. Why is it a good thing?
Ultimately, because I think the software developers know exactly what hardware is made available to them, and they can tweak it and, yeah,
okay,
get the most out of the hardware that's available.
Absolutely. Okay. Coming from the game industry, we work with consoles, we work with PCs, and the target platform that we work for, that we're saying we're building a game, it's going to be on this platform, that platform. We know if we're building for the Xbox One, we know this is the hardware you're going to have, this is how much RAM you've got, this is how much processing power, how many, what's your resolution. We know exactly what you're going to be working with, and we build the game to that. Have you ever tried, anybody here done any game development? Okay? Okay, you better come to my next panel, how to get in the gaming industry. All right? All right. When you're building for the PC, how many different kinds of PCs are out there in the gaming world?
Infinite.
Okay? We've got a huge variety. Okay, we got some people that have these really old PCs that just they can barely play Terraria, barely play Minecraft. And on the other end, we've got these things that can run, Battlefield 1 at 90 frames a second. It's crazy. All right? So when you're building a game for the PC, you have to make choices about what people are going to be able to run your game and what people can't. Okay? So, and as far as hardware goes, let's talk about price. Okay? What's the price of consoles these days? Someone throw out numbers.
300.
Okay, for what console?
Switch.
For the Switch. Okay. What about Xbox One?
300.
Around 300 also? Okay. A PS4, anybody got any numbers on that one?
250.
250, 300. Okay.
Depends on if you're talking pro or not.
Okay, pro or not. All right. So we're looking around between 250, 300, 350 range. Okay, what about handhelds? What are we looking for? 3DS, PS Vita?
170.
170, okay. All right, so price range, we're getting it around 350 at the maximum or less. Okay? So, pretty decent, affordable for a lot of people. What do we got as far as PCs? What kind of pricing are we looking at? Let's throw out some numbers here, guys.
2,000.
Okay, whoa, 2,000. What are you talking about here?
Well, when you get to 2000s, when you start buying like Titan XPs or 980 or 1080 Ti's,
Yeah.
and you start doing
You're going to SLI your video cards.
SLI with
Yeah.
hardline cooling.
Yeah, okay.
My ex built a PC, and this was even probably 5 years ago. He built it for rendering video games.
Sure.
And he probably spent almost 5,000.
5,000,
A lot
okay?
of those are the GPU.
$5,000
Yeah.
for a PC.
GPU
It's
makes
not
that.
unheard of.
It's render.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a render farm, and it's going to be super powerful when you do that, but $5,000 for a PC.
Now, if
Okay.
all you're using your PC for is gaming, then
Well, if you're
As much as a car. I mean,
Go ahead.
a car.
A pre-built gaming PC that I saw probably is minimum for most games was 1,000.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you're going to drop at least $1,000 to get a decent gaming PC.
So I spent about 800 on the rig I built.
Okay.
6 years ago, before Skyrim came
Okay, so
out. And I've upgraded piecemeal since.
if you know what you're doing and you know how to buy the components and put them together and make sure that they function properly and they cooperate, you can probably get under $1,000, $700-800 to get a good gaming rig.
Yeah,
Okay?
I had some good bundles.
Oh yeah. Okay.
recycling certain things like your monitor,
Oh,
perhaps,
sure.
or
Yeah. Monitors. I mean,
You can always look on
Your-
Craigslist for new GPUs.
your
like-
chassis.
Especially, well, I mean, like, you can buy a 9 series card for really cheap right now because everybody wants a 10 series card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can probably pick up like a 980 Ti for $300.
Okay, but see, 980 Ti, you're spending $300 and you're already matching what you're going to pay for most consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as far as expenses go, consoles win, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
If you want to get a gaming machine and you're deciding between a PC and a console and you're just looking at the price, I'm afraid consoles are going to win, guys. Okay, because it's cheaper to buy a console. Why is it cheaper? In a lot of cases, the consoles, they're getting about as powerful as the PCs these days. Why is it cheaper?
Because a lot of times they're selling them at a loss.
Sometimes they're selling them at a loss. That's not always the case, but
Not
that's sometimes
always the case, yeah.
Okay?
Does it, with just that every console is standard, every PS4 is the same?
Yes.
Do I come into it?
Okay, there we go. Say that again.
Mass produced.
Mass produced.
Yes, yeah.
Economy of scale.
Yes.
Once they have the template, once they have the design in place, they tool all their factories to put it together the exact same way every time, and they suddenly get economies of scale, and it becomes a lot cheaper to build. Okay? Can't do that with a PC. Okay? So you're getting some good power. On the other hand, however, a console, you want to write your emails, you want to go on and do your presentations, you want to you want to start coding. I'm a programmer. Can you do that on a console? Well, not really. Okay? Did you have a point? You had your finger up. Sorry. Okay. So that's as far as hardware. Okay. Let's talk about upgrades. Okay. What do we do if you want to upgrade a PC?
Buy a new part.
Okay. Buy new parts. Open up the chassis. Pull out your RAM. Put in your new RAM, or even add more RAM. You don't want to keep the RAM you got. Change out your
Install another
CPU.
hard drive,
You
whatever
can
you
install
like.
a new hard drive, put in an SSD. Oh, I love SSDs.
I love my
They're so
SSD,
great.
yeah.
Oh, you had a broken SSD?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And it was my C drive too.
Oh,
Ouch.
see, those are so awesome. How easy do they break?
This one I've been using as my C drive for about a year.
Oh, it should last a lot longer than that,
I
James.
thought so too. I love the 45-second boot time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You boot a PC and less than a minute you're up and you're ready to go.
Yes.
It's so awesome. It's great. You want to upgrade a PC, you can go out and find the component you want, open up the chassis, pop it in there, and less than half an hour you're up and running again. Anybody tried to upgrade a console?
It's doable.
Okay, you've tried. Did you succeed?
I did. I was able to fit a 2 terabyte hard drive in a PS4.
Wow. And you succeeded.
Yeah, after about a month of trial and error.
You did, okay, you had to go out on the internet, you had to get
But also, I
tutorials.
also have a friend who's like he's insane, does this sort of stuff for
Okay,
hobby.
so you needed know-how, you needed expertise, you needed time, okay?
Yeah.
Is it easy to upgrade a console?
No.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
No.
I would never recommend it to anybody unless they really feel like doing it.
All right, and then, what does Sony do? As soon as you open up that box and try to tinker around, what does Sony do with your warranty?
Yeah.
It's gone. See you
Gone.
later.
Yeah.
We're not going to replace that for you.
Yeah.
No way. Okay. As far as upgrades go, PC, hands down, easily. Okay. Any other comments on that? Yeah.
Remember back in the 360 days when they started to overheat?
Oh yes.
Putting that
Three ring of death.
Yes.
I put the fan on the back, and that's as far as upgrades went in my consoles.
But did it work?
Yeah.
Sort of.
I think it's like an ice cube, just a little bit longer, but.
Yeah, my 360, it's three-ringed. It's actually it's ringed twice. We ordered a replacement part, got it all replaced. I actually pulled the thing apart and put in a replacement. It worked, and it worked for like another 5 months, and then it three-ringed again. It was a mess. It was terrible.
I tried water cooling a PS4.
All right.
Doorstop 360.
Game availability. Okay. Let me ask. Favorite genre of game? Anybody? Raise your hand. Favorite genre of game? What's your favorite type of game? Yeah.
MMORPG.
MMORPG. Awesome. Awesome.
Strategy.
Strategy. Oh, man after my own heart. Yes.
Story based.
Story. Okay. Good storyline.
We tried fighting games.
Okay. Fighting games.
RPG.
Yeah.
Single or multiplayer. Air combat, arcade. Think Ace Combat. Or
Okay. Yeah.
Air Force
Like
Delta.
flight simulations type thing, or
Yeah.
more arcade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some more simi games like Elite Games.
Okay. Elite Dangerous. That one looks super cool. By the way.
It's fun, but it's got a really steep learning curve.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. What's up?
Adventure RPG.
Adventure RPG. For example,
Skyrim, of course.
Skyrim. See, everybody loves Skyrim. Is there anybody that doesn't like Skyrim? Don't answer that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My whole house plays on like nonstop.
More of an
so.
Oblivion kind
Now,
of.
anymore, would you consider open world its own genre?
It's becoming that way.
Yeah.
It's becoming that way. You get some games that are more the survival type games where you're crafting and you're building and you're trying to get out there, but it's very, very open world. It's kind of becoming its own genre.
No Man's Sky.
No, okay. We won't talk about No Man's Sky.
FPSs
We will not
as
talk about No
well.
Man's Sky.
It's gotten better. It's not.
I've heard that they're working on getting it better, but they've already got a huge black mark against them.
I haven't heard anybody say FPSs yet either.
Look, hey, is that yours? FPS?
It used to be. It's not so
Okay.
much anymore because I generally get my butt kicked, but you know.
Me too. Go ahead.
Well, in defense of that, Final Fantasy 14 was a terrible game, but it's become a ton better now.
They have worked
They
on it.
nuked it and built a completely new game on
They
the
had to redo it almost from the ground up.
Yeah, I heard
Almost from the
that.
ground up. But that, right back into MMORPGs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about game availability. Where are you going to find these? Let's say fighting games. Fighting games. Okay. What are some of the best fighting games out there?
I'm very partial right now, but I'm playing the crap out of Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct.
Xbox One exclusive. And,
Okay.
You know.
Say that again. Xbox One
Exclusive.
exclusive. Okay. Are you going to find Killer Instinct on the PC? Nope.
Not legally.
Okay. Other fighting games. Any other fighting games? Real popular ones?
Tekken.
Mortal Kombat. Tekken.
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
Street
And that is
Fighter.
a fighting game, by the way.
Yeah.
Smash Bros.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
And
Okay.
The Marvel versus Capcom games.
Yep.
Those are wonderful.
Those are
Marvel
fun.
versus Capcom. Okay. All right. Where are you going to find those?
Console.
Console. Okay. Now, why?
Tekken 7 is out on Steam. So Street Fighter.
Okay. All right.
They are there. They do exist.
It is shifting. It's starting to shift. But the vast majority of the popular fighting games are all found on console. Why is that?
Controller setup?
Okay, controller setup. Expound on that. Talk about that.
Well, from the old arcades, the button layouts are similar to what the way controller is. There's
Yes.
a joystick and there's buttons on one side.
Okay. All right.
But now you have the availability of using gaming controllers with a PC.
You can do that.
So-
Yes, you can. All right.
Consoles have a higher install base.
A lot of people do. Okay. All right. Now, say that again. What did you say?
I said consoles have a higher
Yes.
You know, more economical.
Yes. Okay. The console is actually built. You put the controller into the slot and it just works. Okay? How many people have tried to take a controller, plug it into the machine, and says, I don't know what to do with this? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I have it too. Now,
I haven't seen it in a while.
okay.
The Xbox 360 hardwired USB controller is the best PC game that I've.
It's made for Windows.
Yes.
Because, believe it or not, Xbox 360 under the hood is running Windows. It is, believe it or not. It is. It's running Windows. So you take Xbox 360 hardware and you plug it into your Windows PC, it's just going to work.
Which makes me wonder why we never saw the blue ring of death. I mean, we had the blue screen of death. Why not the blue ring?
It should have been blue, shouldn't it?
All right.
It should have been blue. Okay, but going back to the topic, the fighting games, most of the popular fighting games, you're going to find them on console. And the big reason for that is because the control stick fits with fighting games. Okay? Have you ever, anybody here ever tried to play a fighting game using a keyboard?
No.
I have, and
Okay, you've tried
No,
it. How did it
it's-
work? Why not?
clunky.
Oh, you got all these buttons, right?
The difference
Because it's
is
hard
when
click.
No, him first and then you, okay?
my friend got me into movie,
Okay.
which is a weird fighting game setup where you basically download characters and you make it yourself from stuff people already made.
Okay.
But the thing that I came into control that I had a problem with playing Mugen was pushing the direction keys in succession is a little bit more difficult than actually using controllers.
Super clumsy. It is super clumsy. Okay? All right. Now, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I didn't mean to step on
No,
you.
it's all right. I didn't hear.
Okay. All right. There are certain games that are specifically made for the console because they fit better on the console. Anybody here ever heard of One Finger Death Punch? Okay, a few of you. Okay, how about Skullgirls? Okay, okay.
Never played it.
Where do you find those?
PC.
PC. Okay. Now, why? Okay, how many people have heard of Tekken? All of you. Okay. Why is that?
Arcade rooms.
Okay, arcade rooms. You'll never see Skullgirls. Well, you might see Skullgirls on the Xbox. I have to take that back. But One Finger Death Punch, you're not going to find that on a console. It's made specifically for PC. But the fighting games on PC just aren't that popular. And I think a big reason behind that is because of the clumsiness of using the keyboard in a fighting game, or you have a smaller installed user base of people that have controllers that are hooked up to their PCs. Okay? All right, now let's flip the coin. Flip the coin. How many people have ever played StarCraft on a console? It does exist.
GameCube. I tried it on
It does
GameCube.
exist. Okay, tell us about your experience.
It was horrible.
Why?
I was so used to it on the PC that it was hard to figure out what in the world I was supposed to do, and there was no online capabilities.
Yes.
So you were literally, it was just very complicated, pixely, not very clear on what was going on. It just felt very dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I stuck to playing with it on PC.
Okay. RTS genre. Real-time strategy. Really big. A lot of people love it. Okay. Have any of you seen a popular and successful RTS on a console? Okay.
It's, however, not console exclusive. It's not console exclusive, but XCOM.
Okay, XCOM. But XCOM's turn-based. Okay, I'm talking about RTS real-time.
Oh.
Real-time strategy.
No.
Okay. Yeah, XCOM, great game, I played it, I love it, but it's not RTS. Anybody seen a popular and successful RTS running on a console? Why not? We've got all these modern consoles. You've got these cool controllers with all these cool buttons and stuff that you can do. Why didn't you ever going to see an RTS? Matter of fact, MMORPGs. Most of the time, I mean, Final Fantasy, they worked it onto the console. It didn't work all that well. Why aren't we seeing more of this stuff on the console?
Could be part in hardware limitations, or it could be in part that there's more buttons on the keyboard for
Okay.
hotkeys.
And more
Yeah,
things you need to do.
Yeah, in real-time strategy like Europa or Hearts of Iron, you've got like this massive like menu system that you have to
Yes.
navigate, and it's just easier and quicker with the mouse and keyboard.
Right, you're navigating through a big menu system that goes like 3-4 layers deep. You ever try to do that with a console? It's a pain in the neck.
Especially on the TV and like your living
Oh,
room.
yeah.
See, now I could never see playing like an MMORPG, like say World of Warcraft on a console. Would
It
never,
doesn't work.
It would never.
It
work.
just doesn't work. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the biggest things that you use in an RTS is drag and click your units.
Yeah.
Try doing that with a controller.
Nope. Doesn't work. Now, when I first saw that happen, someone released a Lego RTS on the DS that had the touch screen with the stylus, and I thought, oh, good, click and drag, right? It bombed. It didn't work. Okay? So, we've actually kind of gone into the next one already. Genres, the different types of genres. What genres work on a console? We've talked about fighting games. Are there others that work better on a console?
Action RPGs, kind of the Zelda franchise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like the Zelda franchise. Why does that work better on a console?
Games.
Have you thought about it?
Not really.
What about like racing games?
Okay, we'll get to that.
I think it goes back to the controller. If you play some of the older ones, you've got your attack button, your magic button, and you've got the keypad or the joystick.
The analog stick,
The
yeah.
analog stick to move around. I couldn't see playing the most recent Zelda on a keyboard just because of the camera movement and.
Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
think about that on a keyboard with a mouse.
I think I could actually.
It might work,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like it would be super clumsy.
It would play more like,
Yeah.
It'd play more like Skyrim. They'd have to really change around how it works.
Yeah.
Did you have something?
Yeah, and knowing Nintendo, you probably won't get one on the PC.
Oh, no.
Seeing
No.
Zelda's Nintendo exclusive,
Not-
unless Nintendo comes out with their own PC.
We are working with Nintendo to get Skyrim on the Switch, but they're not going to go the other way.
I was gonna say, I heard about, but like.
Yeah, Skyrim is coming out for the Switch. Our company, I'm not working on that project, but our company is working with Nintendo to get Skyrim on the Switch. Yeah, now you said racing games.
Yes.
Talk about them. Why do racing games fit on a specific,
Oh, they
Platform.
definitely fit on consoles a lot better.
why?
I think there's a certain level of delicacy to the controls you get with a joystick that you can't really, doesn't translate well to a keyboard or
Yeah.
keyboard
Well,
and mouse.
you've seen the racing wheels you can get for your PC.
Yeah, if you want to go out and spend the extra money on a special controller, perhaps.
I think
Crickets. Well, you've got one.
I got one.
Oh, you do have one.
I don't use it, but
Like,
it's-
it came with it.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like
okay.
the dumbest thing in the world.
Oh, it's a real cheap one?
It's like the white little plasticky, like,
Okay.
like that.
The one we have is like one of the very first ones that ever came out.
Yeah.
It's
And so
old.
you don't use it, do you?
No.
No.
I would still do this.
But it still has like a pedal, like the.
Oh.
But it goes back to what you said before, the installed user base. How many people actually have racing controls for their PC? Enthusiasts, absolutely.
Yeah.
You get some of these racing simulators, and they go out and buy these really elaborate racing sticks. Great, fine.
Also, with monitors going up to 270 hertz is very nice for racing.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
And it's great. And see, when you're on a console and you're playing a racing game, I played Forza Motorsport, I played F1 on the Xbox, and it's actually pretty intuitive using the dual stick and the buttons and stuff. It works pretty well. Trying to do that with a keyboard and a mouse, it doesn't work. Okay.
I know someone who plays GTA like a religion on the PC.
Okay, GTA, now see, GTA it does have a lot of driving elements to it, but it's not all driving. So there's a trade-off. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to move on to another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's start off playing more on this one. First-person shooters.
First-person shooters. I was hoping someone would bring that up. Okay.
Our thoughts were on the
Do
same
we
page
have
there.
first-person shooters on consoles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Number
exist.
one. No, I shouldn't say number one. Popular shooter on consoles.
Destiny.
Destiny. Another one?
Battlefield 1.
Which one?
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1. Okay.
Call of Battle Modern Warfield 11.
I love you. Anyway.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Halo. I don't know. Don't kill me, but Halo is out there. People love Halo. Okay. All right. What about on the PC side? First-person shooters.
Overwatch.
Okay.
Team Fortress 2.
Unreal Tournament.
just about all
Overwatch.
the
Yeah,
same games.
Two. Okay. All right. Okay. Overwatch, Call of Duty, Team Fortress 2, Splinter Cell, all those kinds of good stuff.
CSGO.
Yeah, CSGO. All right. So there are popular first-person shooters on both console and PC. Great. There are people who feel very strongly about either one. Now, I'm going to ask a very pointed question, and it is very biased. Okay. which platform is better for
PC is better.
first-person shooters.
PC.
Okay, how many people say console? Raise your hand. Nobody.
I can't really, because all I've ever played it is on console.
Okay.
I've never played it on PC before.
All right, but you prefer it on console because that's what you're used to.
What I'm used to. I would like to try it, I just haven't gotten it.
Now, what do you play, by the way?
I play Destiny on PS4,
Okay.
Warframe, any kind of zombie games. My
Okay.
PC that I currently have is not strong enough, but
So-
I've got Mabinogi and Skyrim on that.
Okay, so you prefer the control stick setup for playing first-person shooters. Okay, all right. So, then how many people here are, okay, I'm going to ask, who are dedicated first-person shooter? I am not a dedicated first-person shooter player, so I'm going to keep my hands down. Any dedicated first-person shooter players on the PC?
Define dedicated.
Some, if you're going to be playing this more than 2 or 3 times a week.
I guess.
I play Counter-Strike.
I play a lot of Overwatch.
Okay, so and that works, and that would qualify. Okay, great. Okay, what is the difference between playing a first-person shooter on the PC and playing on a console?
Accuracy, speed.
The
Why?
mouse is so much more accurate.
Accurate. That I keep hearing that again and again and again. What do you mean?
So like, when you're trying to aim with a joystick, sometimes it like bumps. I think it bumps.
Okay.
Like you don't, I don't know, there's this window of like sensitivity when you're tilting in
And it doesn't feel as
a
natural.
joystick.
Has
Yeah.
too much
When you use a
movement.
mouse, that's pretty much your head. Yeah.
And you can adjust
A
the
mouse is more
sensitivity of a
sensitive.
mouse as opposed to.
Oh, you can. You can adjust sensitivity on a joystick. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
the
depends on-
degrees of freedom that you have on a joystick are much less than what you have on a mouse.
And it can depend on the control setup too. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, for example, not a first-person shooter, but Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
If I'm playing it at home, I've got the Pro controller in my hand. It's much more accurate with the bow than the console.
The standard Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons in my hand. Even if I turn on motion controls, which I hate in that game.
All right. Cool. All right. What time have we got, by the way?
132.
Okay, great. We got plenty of time. All right. There was a study that was done. Microsoft actually set up Halo so that you could connect from PC players to Xbox players, and they actually said, okay, they set up tournaments where console players and PC players to see which one would fare better in the game. Okay, 3 guesses. Who got better? And the first 2 don't count. Why?
Probably the dead on accuracy. You can probably
Okay.
pull off headshots and snipers like
Yeah.
somebody's business.
Yeah. Do you want to be a sniper using a console joystick?
No.
You better hope your guys are going to just sit there and wait for you to shoot them.
Right.
Mhm.
It's faster on PC because you have more desk space and more moving space than the
Okay.
console.
Have you ever seen how you watch your opponents when you're playing a console-based first-person shooter? You see them turning around. They go like, that's how fast they're turning around. That's a maximum speed they can turn around. You ever seen people turning around in say TF2 or Overwatch?
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
You can
Flip.
turn around 180.
Why do they do that? Is because they have that mouse.
Yeah.
They have that mouse and they can just whip the mouse back and forth, turn around, and really fast, super accurate. And that is reason number 1 why people on a first-person shooter on PC are going to beat the console players every time. Okay? All right. Let's move on. Multiplayer. Okay? Who here likes to play multiplayer games? Okay? Some people don't. That's okay if you don't like to. I actually prefer a lot of single-player games myself.
Performance anxiety is something.
Why is that?
Because
Whew, yeah. World of Tanks can actually be pretty humiliating. I don't think I've watched my son play and I'm like, oh boy, you just get killed right off. Anyway, okay. So multiplayer games. Okay. What are some of your for example, favorite multiplayer game?
Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14 MMO. Great. How about you?
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. Okay, I played that. For a
Yeah,
long time.
World of Warcraft.
yeah, so
Okay.
did
I've
I.
been playing it for
Since day one.
Yeah.
Wrath.
Star Trek.
Star Trek Online. My son played that for a while. Okay. So we've got 3 MMOs here. Any others?
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2. Okay, but I'm saying any other genres besides MMOs.
Oh.
Left 4 Dead. Okay, that's a lot of fun. That Left 4 Dead, working co-op on that, trying to survive, a lot of fun. Yes. Any others?
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
Overwatch.
Destiny, Overwatch.
World of
Okay?
Warships.
World of Warships. Lots of really cool multiplayer games. And we've got both consoles and PC represented there. So, okay? So, which one is better for multiplayer gaming? Well, I heard that. Okay? And the answer is it's a big fat depends. Depends on what type of game you want to play. Now, obviously, if we're playing MMOs like we have over here, we've already established PCs are going to win hands down. Okay? On the other hand, have you ever tried to play a multiplayer game where you can get 4 or more players local, all sitting on in the same room, watching the same screen? Have you ever tried to do that on a PC? Okay? No. I've seen it done. I've seen it done.
I do it all the time, actually, with my friends.
That's a lame person.
And so why do you need LAN parties if you can do it all on the same screen, right? Okay? You can have 4 people bring all their PCs to a LAN party, or you can bring one Switch and have 4 controllers and play Mario Kart until the birds come home,
Or
right?
you can build a living room PC and then have everything hooked up to that.
All right, now, see, okay,
But then again, I paid like a
Yeah.
premium for doing that.
There's a
But
premium.
I can do it.
there's a premium for doing that, okay? If you want to play a game like Smash Brothers, you want to play a game like Mario Kart, okay? Now, I'm focusing on Nintendo here because they actually do a pretty good job with local multiplayer, okay? You're going to want to get that Wii. You're going to want to get that Switch. You're going to want to have those multiple controllers. You all sit down on the couch and you sit there and you yell at each other and you have a great old time. Anybody done that? I love that. That's so much
GoldenEye on the
fun.
N64.
Oh, yes.
GoldenEye on the
Oh.
N64.
Oh, gosh.
Mario Kart on the N64.
Yeah. Okay.
Mario Kart.
Now, from what I have seen, if you want to have 4 or more multiplayer, local, all in the same room, staring at the same screen, Nintendo is the way to go, hands down, because they have the games that'll do it, and it's a lot of fun.
You also don't see any performance drop with the, at least with the Wii U. I didn't see any performance drop. It was always 720p at 60 frames per second.
So I've played Smash Brothers on the Wii U, and we had 8 players in that game.
Yeah.
8 players playing Smash Brothers. It's insane. You can't even see what's going on.
Yeah.
But does that thing slow down? Oh no. It's got performance. I was actually pretty impressed.
Oh, I love the Wii because of that.
Yeah. Okay. Can you do that on a PC?
Not
Not really.
If you really try.
You'd have to. I mean, it's going to come at a premium.
Yeah, no, you also have to know how. Like I sometimes run emulators with like Super Smash.
Oh, see, now you're cheating.
I'm cheating. Yes, I am cheating. Granted, I'm cheating. But yeah, I technically can do it, but I have to know how and the hardware to do it.
Yeah. You see, it takes some expertise. It takes you got to put out some cash to do it, and you got to know how to set it all up. And maybe you're cheating because you're using an emulator, but it's doable.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I also, especially with VR coming out, having a living room PC is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to do local multiplayer, you want to have a lot of fun playing a lot of games, a lot of people on the same screen. You got to go console. Okay. However, now let's break that out. Let's talk about Destiny. Let's talk about Overwatch. Let's talk about some of these other multiplayer games. Some of my personal favorites are the 4X series, 4X genre. You know, you get Galactic Civilizations, those types of games. Okay. It takes, you get 4 people playing the game, and you're sitting there for 8 hours before the game's over. And it's strategy all the way. I love it. I love it. That kind of game is great. But can you do that on a console? Well, you can try. There are some games, going back to Destiny again, remote multiplayer. Now that we have the PlayStation Network, now that we have Xbox Live, it didn't used to be that way. It used to be if you wanted to play over the internet, you had to be a PC. It's not that way anymore. So, and then being able to hook up with other players all over the world, you can do that in Destiny, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done it?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about it.
PS4 proved that I play with almost every night on Destiny.
Sure.
Well, not Destiny 1 anymore since everybody got Destiny.
It's D2 now?
Yeah. Can't afford it at the moment, so I'm left in the dust while everybody else plays Destiny 2. Yeah. $100 for the pre-order.
Oh, crumb. Yeah, My son wants that one too. I said nope.
But yeah, it's really fun, and I am not a strategy person at all. I will jump right in and just start shooting or beating it up with my
Yeah.
fists. So
See, and it's you can jump in, you can play for half an hour, and then when you're done, you jump out and you had a great time, right?
I'm basically that guy on the video, Leroy Jenkins.
I love Leroy Jenkins, by the way. I saw the original Leroy Jenkins video back when I was playing vanilla World of Warcraft. I could not stop laughing for 20 minutes. Oh
My
my
boyfriend
gosh.
still goes into raid and he'll be like, let's play Roy Jenkins this.
Awesome. Awesome. So, who wins on multiplayer? Well, I'd say that's kind of more of a balanced bag. Go
I'll
ahead.
also say that you're more apt to play online for free on PC.
Yes.
With the majority of the games, I would say the majority of the games, whereas with console, you have to pay.
Xbox Live, it's gonna cost you.
Actually,
PS
every single
Plus.
one now, I think.
PlayStation Network, does that cost you as well?
Oh yeah.
It does,
$10
it
a month.
didn't use.
How much?
$10 a month.
$10? Okay, it's not that expensive, but you still have to pay for it.
Mhm.
Okay? And then we got Nintendo Network now?
They're
Yeah, they're doing it.
gonna put it in on the Switch next year.
Okay, so it's coming to the Switch. And it's probably gonna be like a subscription service? Okay. Anybody here play Steam?
Are you ready, please?
Oh, yeah. Okay. How many games on Steam do you actually have to pay in order to network with other people and play games?
Only
Only
the
the
ones, only the subscription and MMOs.
There are some subscription MMOs, of course. Okay. You want to, Team Fortress 2, you jump on there, you want to play multiplayer games, there are thousands of people that want to play all the time. You'll find a game like that. It's pretty easy.
Same as CS:GO.
CSGO, Overwatch, you'll find it.
League of Legends.
League of Legends, there you go.
The downside to that though is League of Legends players can be some of the most.
I quit the
overly
game because of the rage.
toxic people.
Yeah.
I quit.
Very
I played
elitist.
League of Legends, got my summoner up to like level 26, and then I said I can't do this anymore because people just rage all over the place. Please come sit down. You want to come sit down?
My boyfriend's brother, or my ex's brother
Go what?
my ex's brother got banned off of League of Legends because he was so bad.
Wow. Yeah. See, there's just too much
he
rage in
was
that
a
game.
high troll, so
Yeah.
like
How about Smite?
Smite. You know, I haven't played that one. But it's another MOBA clone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on console as well. I just found out.
Oh, is
It's
it?
on console and PC.
Now that's interesting.
But I prefer it on PC.
Okay.
I need to one, but I
Oh.
will get your other panel.
No, thanks for coming. Thank you. Why do you prefer it on PC?
Can't really explain it. I played it for so long on PC. Maybe that's what it was. I was just used to it. But it just, something feels off with the controls on the controller, and you've got two joysticks instead of just the keys, and it's almost as if the character moves a little too much. And
Yeah.
they're not steady. Like on the PC, you just click the forward, backwards, sideways button, and they go where they need to go.
Yeah.
And they can swerve if you push two keys at the same time, but with your joystick, it moves all over the place, and it just feels like they're all over the place to me.
So it feels like you're kind of out of control.
Unstable, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I get you.
And I
get you.
can't seem to aim as well on the console than I can on the
Yeah.
PC.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Modding. Okay. Any modders here? Okay. Got a couple. All right. What have you modded?
Mostly Fallout 4.
Ah.
And still trying to get it to work VR without paying $60 for it. No offense.
Okay. Fallout 4. You've modded. So you worked with Creation Kit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am so sick of Creation Kit. That is the bane of my
That's
existence.
why I kind of just stick with Nexus mods or stuff like that.
Okay. All right. How about you? What have you modded?
I've modded a lot on Skyrim, and even had to goof with the FNIS and some of that stuff as well.
Okay. So again, Creation Kit.
Yeah, mostly. The
Okay.
FNIS is a weird little thing that I had to learn when I started doing things like custom skeleton stuff.
Uh-huh.
I didn't make any of this stuff. I just had to goof out and figure out how it all worked and
Sure.
put it together. Some of those mods that for Skyrim, you had to take other mods and put them together to make them all work.
Wow.
One of the cases where the FNIS was necessary was lying.
Ah.
I had.
That's not in the base game.
No. You had to actually get someone, you had to get a custom skeleton, then goof with FNIS so the custom skeleton would work with the base game. And every time you download, activate and deactivate something that requires FNIS, you have to reload the FNIS.
Wow. That's a pain. But you did get it to work.
Oh yeah.
You did get it to work.
I got my character flying with the weird dragon wings, but amazing how boring Skyrim gets when you're in the air all the time.
It's not made for flight. There's really not much content up in the air. You know, I mean, so you could fly up to the top of the mountain. You don't have to climb it, but you can fast travel. Takes away half the adventure. Okay. Any other modders? No modder. Okay.
I don't make mods, but I use them.
Okay. See, now people use mods. Okay. Anybody ever seen or made a mod on a console?
I've seen them.
You've seen them.
I've seen the
On a Wii U.
Pre-built mods that might as well be called DLC.
Essentially it's DLC. Okay.
I was just about to say, I thought my boyfriend had a Skyrim mod, but he said DLC, and I think it's a DLC.
Yeah, it's probably DLC.
Like the werewolves and vampires one.
Yeah,
So,
that's
okay.
DLC. It's DLC.
People are modding weapons into Breath of the Wild with the Wii U.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that. You can, okay. See, now, there is a modding scene on console, and it is happening out there, okay? Is it widespread yet? No, it's pretty infant right now.
Pretty sure
Okay.
that Bethesda's like the only company that was like, yeah, you can go ahead and mod our games, and now they're just starting to bring modding to consoles, especially the mods that were popular with PC.
Yeah. See, I think
Props for them, but
we are the ones who are leading the
Stop
charge.
it.
I'm not involved with that effort, but that's all right. I'm not biased against my own company. Thank you. All right. I work for ZeniMax, which owns Bethesda and Arcane and Halo. So I work with all these people that do Skyrim and Fallout and all that kind of good stuff. All right. So modding, you want to mod the game. A lot of people like to mod the game. They like to put in their own weapons. They like to fly. They like to change the models. They like to do. And some modders get really elaborate and they add in new quests, new content, new areas, and new ways to play the game. It's really cool what some of these modders have come up with. Okay? But you don't see that on console just yet. Okay? The direction that we're going, it looks like they may open that up more to consoles. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure how extensive it's going to be. But if you want to actually do modding and you want to start changing around models, you want to start making models and adding new textures into the game, you can't do that on a console. You got to do it from a PC. And then you can transfer it over to the console. But you have to have a PC to do it in the first place.
I will also say, if you have like 100 plus mods or even 50 plus mods, you need a lot of RAM. To run.
Yes.
And consoles, it's one thing that's really hard to put in there because of size constraints, but also upgrading.
Yep.
Whereas PC, you can put 126 gigs plus.
Yeah.
And sky's the limit. Well, never
Where did you get 126? That's not a multiple of 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing that I don't know if this was mentioned, but crashing.
Okay, crashing. Tell me about it.
All right, when I was modding Skyrim, I would go about 1 to 2 hours filtering through mods, figuring out what will work and what will not work, all the while crashing until it eventually stops and actually opens.
So you're trying to figure out which mod is causing the crash by eliminating one at a time.
And
Isn't that a
usually
pain in the
ends up
neck?
cycling out every single one of them and then adding them one by one.
Oh, that's a pain in the neck. Okay? Now, the fact that you can mod means that those kinds of possibilities open up, unfortunately. But that's right now that's exclusive to PC. You're not going to find that on a console. Okay? So as far as modding goes, you want to create mods, you want to enjoy mods, you want to share mods. PC's the way to go, I'm afraid. Okay? Now, what time we got?
147.
147. Okay, we're just about being there. Okay? Cheating. Okay? How many people have run into players that cheat? Okay, tell me about your experience.
So now which game is the question I want to get into?
Okay. Well, I mean, there are lots of games. You'll find cheaters everywhere. Yeah. But, well, tell me this. Was it on a PC or console?
Both, actually.
Both, actually.
I'll say both.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any other people running into cheaters? Okay.
all the time in Diablo 2. back
Oh my gosh, that was rampant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you can't play multiplayer in Diablo 2 without someone ganking you and pulling things on you. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Any of the Destiny fans can probably relate with the Trials of Osiris. All
Okay.
those people always cheat so they can get the 9 wins without even working for it.
Okay.
I don't know how many times it was actually cheating or my teammate just complaining about dying a lot.
All right, now let me make a difference here. Okay, let me actually differentiate here. There's a difference between cheating and exploiting the mechanics of the game. There's a difference. Now let me explain what the difference is. Exploiting the mechanics of the game, meaning that you find something in the game that the designers did not intend, but it works within the rules of the game. And you use that in order to get an unfair advantage. That's called exploiting. Okay? Now, what you're
Not
talking about
according
is
to Blizzard.
exploiting, right?
I guess.
Okay. Now, cheating, on the other hand, is actually going in and loading in some additional program or some sort of a bot that's going on, or actually changing the way that the game works in a way that the designers did not put out there. It's not an exploit. You're actually physically going in and changing how the game functions so that you have an advantage.
Like an aimbot.
Aimbots.
World of Tanks, World of Warships.
Yeah, aimbots. That's cheating. Yes.
Okay, what if you type in cheat codes for StarCraft in order to get all the minerals and gas that you need? for
Okay.
mining? What
Now-
would that be considered?
That is because
It depends on which StarCraft you're playing.
Yeah, because the developers allowed, and for example, in Fallout, you can do that too. You open up the console and give yourself all of the ammunition you want and stuff. Technically, that's not the cheating that I am referring to. That's more of an exploit because that is something that the developers allow you to do within the confines of the game.
Okay.
Are you talking
Except
about
they
the-
did that in StarCraft 2 where you can open up the HUD and type in the same cheat codes as the first game, but then they lock your account because you're a cheater.
They still allow it in the first one?
They still, in the first StarCraft, they allow you to be in multiplayer games?
Well, I don't know
Not
about
in the
multiplayer. I was
multiplayer.
gonna say, I don't know about multiplayer, I always play against the computer, because
Okay.
at the time I didn't have internet.
Okay.
But I always use 2 cheat codes every single time.
Yeah, give you like, what,
Shows you the entire map, so you don't have to scout it out.
and
Gives
then
you all the
unlimited
minerals
resources.
And gases
Yep,
that you need.
unlimited resources.
And you can keep typing it in every time you run out.
And that's awesome. See, okay. Now I'm talking about actual cheating, like people putting in aimbots or going in and changing the code so that it actually limits other people's ping, so that they can't respond as fast.
Cheating specifically in multiplayer.
Making yourself invincible, like making an
Yeah.
invincible character in Dark Souls, literally by hacking the game and saying,
Yeah.
oh, I can't hack.
Okay. All right. Now go ahead.
Well, I got a good one.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it's a newer game, came out, it's still in beta now, it's Escape from Tarkov?
I haven't heard of it.
Well, it's a new, like, hardcore survival shooter.
Okay.
That it's fairly new, it came out like last year, but it's already rampant with god modders, I mean, aimbotters and all that.
Yeah. So
And,
I,
every time developers make a fix for it, oh, hey, they're back again.
yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
First year of when Rainbow Six Siege came out, there was no like battle or anything like that. So if you're playing ranked, you could have somebody who's looking at you through a wall and tracking you as you move, and then shoots you right when you're in an impenetrable wall or comes out. And it was the most annoying thing because you just really couldn't do anything about it until Battle.net came in and then started banning people. But yeah, it was terrible.
Where are we seeing the majority of this actual cheating happening? PC. Okay? It's happening on PC. And unfortunately, that's a flaw in the nature of how PCs work. You get people who are smart enough, people who know how to code, people know how to get into the memory registers of the game and start fiddling things around, and then they can give themselves unfair advantages. That's the nature of the PC. You are allowed to do that. And I'm grateful for those companies that are going out there in multiplayer games and saying, no, you can't do that, and you get banned. Great, fantastic, okay? How many times have we seen that kind of cheating happening on a console?
Very little.
Little of it. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it happening. I've heard of exploits. Back and forth, I've heard of exploits. But actual cheating, where they're going in and hacking the code in a console game, I've never heard of that happening.
And the growing prevalence of internet-based multiplayer on a console, I believe, means that we will never see a Game Shark or a Game Genie-like device again.
Probably not. Probably not. You know, they were really popular back in my day.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you had something you want to say?
Action replay, I used a lot of Pokemon.
You use that in Pokemon? Okay. Now, in single-player games, if you are actually going in and putting in cheat codes to give yourself an advantage in a single-player game, I'm cool with that. If that's the way you want to play the game, fine. Okay? You're not ruining someone else's day by doing that. And so, I'm totally cool with that if that's the way you want to play. But I'm talking about cheating in multiplayer, where you give yourself an unfair advantage and you ruin the game experience for someone else just so that you can win. Okay? Don't do it. No good.